Hello, pretty ladies. Okay, so I am really excited for today's topic because you guys asked for some tough love. So here it is. Today we are going to talk about your belief in yourself and in your success. So I know you're probably like, belief again, like, haven't we talked about this enough? No, we haven't talked about it enough because it is so important. Your belief in yourself and your ability to succeed is the number one most important factor in anything that you do ever. Okay? This does not only apply to this challenge group and changes in your health and fitness. This can be applied all across your life in anything that you do that you're trying to improve, or when you come to a challenging place in your life. So what do I mean by belief in your success? So last week we talked about your mindset, your choices, and your habits. And we're already starting to create some positive changes in your daily routines and making some strides towards your goals. And again, you guys have totally killed week 1, and I'm super proud of you. So don't take this video as, you're not doing well enough, because you absolutely are. But I spend time talking about this, and it probably feels like I talk about it to exhaustion because I believe that it's that important. So my question for you today is, do you really believe that you can do this? All of your whys have been so moving and impactful to me, but do you really see yourself achieving them? You guys have some really big whys. They're really important. They're important for your future families. They're important for your current families and your current life. And it matters. It matters whether you believe you can do this or not. If you have not yet visualized yourself doing this, then we have some work to do, okay? There are two kinds of people that approach a challenge or come into my challenge groups, or there's two different stances, if you will, that all of us can take when we are approaching something new, something that requires change in our life, something that requires us to kind of push past our comfort zones, right? So we can either be interested in something or committed to something. So someone who's interested in something is going to approach it and say, well, I'm just going to try this out and see how it goes. I'm just going to do this for 30 days, and then I'll probably just go back to normal. Or let me try out this new job thing or this coaching opportunity. Let me just see how this goes, and then I'll make a decision on whether I really want to do it. So that's one option. And there are more times in my life where I have been on that end of the spectrum than I can even count. Okay, so you're not alone if you can relate to what I just said. The person who's committed goes in from the beginning and says, I'm going to do this. I have to do this, and I am going to make this change, and whatever sacrifice that I need to make, I'm going to do it. And that's it. They are tunnel vision to their goal. They don't see anything else as an option, and they're just going to do it. So, like I said, all of your whys are really big. And if you guys want to achieve them, you have to be committed. You cannot just be interested in this challenge. You cannot be operating under the mindset of, I'm just going to see how this goes. Several of you have shared with the group and shared with me that you've done things before and it hasn't worked. So what makes this time any different? Sure, you might be trying a new program, but let me just be really honest with you. The program doesn't matter. It's you that matters. Now, of course, I believe in Beachbody programs 110% because they focus on the exercise, the meal, the nutrition, and the support. And that's what I believe in. But there are plenty of other programs out there that are very similar, and they're healthy, and they're good, and they're not quick fixes, and they're not crazy things. So what's the difference? The difference is you. And let me talk about our instinct to go into things under that mindset of like, well, let me just see how this goes, right? So as humans, our brain, there's a part of our brain whose sole job is to protect us, is to set off warnings when we're in a situation that's uncomfortable, that could cause harm, that anything that sets off says danger, danger, right? And that part of our brain says, I'm not doing this. This doesn't feel good. This feels a little scary and uncomfortable. I have to be vulnerable. I ain't doing this. And you leave, okay? There's other parts of our brains that we have to use to confront that instinct in us, okay? So it's normal for you to feel that way. But because you have such a huge and such a big motivation, that needs to be bigger than your fear. That needs to be bigger than all of the times that you have tried and failed. That needs to be bigger than any kind of obstacle that's going to come your way, because you have to commit and you have to say, I am in this to win it, okay? So if you haven't already decided, I hope that with this video, you have visualized and you begin to visualize yourself winning this, whatever winning this means to you, okay? That's going to be different for everybody, as all of your whys are different. But I'm going to give you 5 things that you can do to help you visualize and decide that you are going to be successful. So the first thing is, this is not on the list, but before we get into the 5 things, is you have to decide that you're going to do this and then figure out the how, which many of you did just by accepting the challenge from me and accepting my invitation. All of you said, okay, like, let me try this, let me do this, whatever this crazy thing is that Frank keeps inviting me to, I'm going to do it, and I'll figure out how to do it later. So that is fantastic, but you need to continue that, okay? When you get scared or you hit a plateau, don't be discouraged. Just say, I already decided that I'm doing this, so I'll figure it out along the way. I'll figure out how to do it later. So, number 1 is you need to act as if blank has already happened. Insert your why. Insert your goals for the next week, the next day, the next 30 days. You need to act as if it's already happened, okay? Act as if you're already fitting into those pants that you want to fit into. Act as if you are already going and achieving your 7 for 7 workouts or your 3 for 3 workouts that you set out to do during the week. Why do you want to act that way? Because that is going to set off in your brain the positive emotions and the positive reactions. It's going to tell your brain that you're doing a good job, you're doing awesome. So you need to act as if you've already achieved those things. The second thing is you need to upgrade your environment. So what does that mean? You need to upgrade the space around you. So you've already started to do that by changing some of your routine, by setting out a space where you work out, and by meal prepping. So you've already started that. But maybe you need to go a little bit further. Maybe the space that you work out in is really dark and it's not really fun to be in. So maybe you need to put a fresh coat of paint on the walls. Maybe you need some brighter pillows or some lamps and some cute, quote, girly stuff on the walls. I don't know. You decide what that means for you. Maybe you need to get rid of that super comfy chair in your workout space that is a huge distraction and always tempts you to just lay in it for a little bit. Upgrade your environment. The third thing is make a vision board. Now, I want to make a very important disclaimer when you're making a vision board that has to do with your physical appearance. This is not an exercise to make you have some kind of unrealistic expectation of how you're supposed to look. Okay, this is not so that you can go get a size 2 model and stick her on there, because maybe that's not achievable and maybe that's not really what you want. So what I would encourage you to do with a vision board is, what are things that you are going to be able to do and how are you going to feel when you've done that vision board? So maybe a 5K is something you can't do now and you want to do it later. Maybe going on a bike ride with your family or your spouse is something that you want to be able to do and you can't do right now. Make stuff like that, okay? And then how are you going to feel? Are you going to feel sexy? Maybe you don't feel sexy, so put that on your vision board. Maybe you just want to feel energized. Put that on there, okay? So things that describe how you're going to feel, and things that you might do, okay? The fourth thing is I want you to surround yourself with people who think the same way that you think in regards to your health and fitness, okay? It's going to do you no good to be doing all this work on yourself and then to throw yourself back into the same environments with people who are going to be completely unsupportive, okay? It is really hard, and let me tell you that you are not above peer pressure. I am not above it, and you're not above it. And you have to make those tough decisions. You have to have tough conversations with people around you that maybe aren't as supportive and ask them to kind of keep their negative comments to themselves, or maybe separate yourself for just a short temporary time span to where you get to a place where you're just more confident in your decisions and you can handle some of that negativity. And the fifth thing is you need to love yourself. You need to love yourself and know that you are worthy of success. And you are worthy of the time and energy that you're putting into this. I know this video has gone really long, but this is important. And I thank you for watching this all the way through. And I encourage you to comment below for your points for the day and share with me if you had any aha moments during this, or if you have some areas of improvement, or just anything that really stuck out to you. Again, you guys are doing such a fantastic job, and I look forward to the rest of this challenge and the rest of this week. See y'all later.